Howdy folks, this is Tom Bubbly here. Well, I'm recording a video review for Monty and the Fox Wargaming show, or the Monty and the Fox Wargaming show. I'm sure we'll work it out eventually. Formerly known as the CWF Gamecast, but I normally do book reviews for the CWF Gamecast via audio, but I thought I would record a video review with regards to this book, which I picked up at a local Borders today, so this is not even a 24-hour review, this is a 6-hour review. This is published by a French company. And it was quite expensive, actually. I had a 33% discount, but still quite expensive. So, the reason I picked up this book is it's very rare, actually, to get a good pictorial history associated with the early part of the war in Iraq. And this covers basically, I think, 2003, 2004, 2005, and 6. But as you can see, lots of full-colour photos. And I'm just going to not flip through, but I mean, this is stuff associated with the early battle and these kind of things. The hunt for weapons of mass destruction. I'm going to flip through multiple pages here, but just, I saw it in the Borders, and the quality of the pictures in particular really captivated me. There was a lot of additional stuff. Not a lot of stuff associated with the enemy, unfortunately. I would have liked to have seen a lot more stuff associated with the enemy, because I think that's really one of the fascinating parts about the folks that ended up in Iraq, and not a lot associated with Muqtada, well, nothing associated that I could find through my initial scan with Muqtada al-Sadr or al-Zarqawi or any of the kind of folks behind basically some of the armed opposition to the US and the coalition of the willing. But anyway, lots of photographs of weapons and field photographs. These I find particularly interesting. They censor the mouths, and there's some blurred censorship as well. But I think it really is fascinating. Here they use the eyes, but here they're censoring the mouths. The Special Forces. Of course, the book is called Special Forces War Against Saddam Hussein. And so lots and lots of pictures. The one thing I will say is it's quite poorly edited. There were some sections, when we get up to the section associated with Saddam, capture of Saddam, there were some sections where it was just all over the place, basically, in terms of the general level of edits. So, for example, here it says continued on page 92. You go to 92, there's absolutely no continuation whatsoever. In fact, that whole section is lost. A lot of stuff associated with the capture of Saddam. This photo had been censored in the US. The fellow's eyes had been blacked out previously. But some discussion associated with that. Not a lot of discussion associated with the sons, though. And I think certainly early on, and particularly the Special Forces' use of vast quantities of munitions, and then basically the fighting that broke out to actually get in there. Not a account of that at all. And what are we talking about here? A few pages associated with the capture of Saddam. And some interesting stuff, a few bits and pieces associated with the background of capture, but lots of photographs. They use the same body models associated with the various kinds of weaponry, which gets a bit disconcerting, particularly when you get to the UK, where they have the same body model standing next to himself. But yeah, lots and lots of information. Not particularly well written, unfortunately. There's some kind of confusing editing. It almost feels like a final draft, basically, in the writing. But it does cover non-American forces as well. So let's just move forward to the non-American forces. So just lots and lots of pictures. And really, I think the text lets it down, but the pictures are just absolutely phenomenal. Where are we? Working through. Okay, so they talk about the British forces. Here's the standing. And some of these photos are a bit JPEG, but a lot of them, here's the one with the fellow standing next to himself. A lot of them are actually really quite high quality and quite nice photos. Australians. Yeah, the look of the Australian vehicles. I think you could go back to even the Second World War and same kind of look and feel, basically. But yeah, lots and lots of stuff. Former Prime Minister, and more stuff associated with the Australians, and yeah, just a whole lot of stuff at the end. Coalition Special Forces. There's some I don't know, some Poles and various other folk, Latin Special Forces. But yeah, just in terms of the cost. Oh, the final section covers again. I'm not sure if these are only U.S. Special Forces, but anyway, it covers the deaths. So 2003 to 2005 is the period the book covers. Anyway, so this is the details associated with it. It's a French publication, which could actually explain some of the strange kind of italics rather than standard quotation, a wide variety of other stuff. But in general, okay, so was the book worth the sticker price? Well, I paid, I think, $42 for it. And just in terms of a reference book, I haven't found anything like this. There's an Osprey book, which I guess would have been about a third the price. But in terms of the level of detail, thickness, the amount of information, even with the typographical errors, I think it's probably still worth the price. And really, in terms of the photographs and in terms of the level of detail, I think it's pretty darn good. Although, like I say, I would have liked to have read more about the opposing forces and a wide variety. I mean, it starts very tactically heavy, and then basically, or at least descriptively tactically heavy, and then all that goes down into kind of micro operations with some tactical maps, but not a lot more. Just really enjoying the photography and a lot of point by point accounts, some history stuff in there, but. I don't know. I've read through it once in terms of the text and enjoyed the pictures. Here are actually some photos of regional operations and stuff. And I think it's probably worth the money. It's quite expensive. I wouldn't spend this kind of money normally on a book, aside from the fact that the subject matter is not really covered elsewhere to the level of detail. And certainly, unfortunately, Osprey really hasn't. I think there are probably 3 Osprey books that deal with Iraq in particular. Special Forces, I think there's a Tactics one, and there's another one. But yeah, I think in terms of certainly worth more than 3 Osprey books. How many pages is the title? 100. So yeah, not that many pages, just 200 pages, but lots and lots of full colour, lots of on-the-ground accounts. So yeah, I think it's a thumbs up. It's kind of a little expensive, but you get what you pay for. So this is the Monty and the Fox. I'm Monty, actually, of the duo. Monty and the Fox review of Special Forces War Against Saddam Hussein by Eric. I guess it's Micheletti. Purchased for, well, with discount, not that amount, but that amount nominally. And you can probably pick it up cheaper elsewhere, look online, that kind of stuff. Anyway, Tom Barbley in Las Vegas, Nevada, signing out.